Post game here with head coach Jim Penders. The Huskies get a series opening win against Memphis, 3-1. Coach, a gritty win for you guys, able to get out of there with a win. Mason looked like vintage Fioli, guys in scoring position, able to get out of some tough jams.
Yeah, he did. He created some of those messes. You know, he's good at making messes, but he's really good at cleaning them up too. And that's the term that I've been using in the post game here is vintage Mason Fioli. I thought after the first inning or so, he looked like he was ready to go. And you know, I thought he competed really well. Gave us a nice start for a Friday afternoon.
Can you talk a little bit about your at-bats against Smith? He's so tough from the left side, but it seemed like you guys were able to work him, get some two-out knocks early on, get that pitch count up, and then eventually get to him late.
Yeah, taking our singles. I liked our approach. You know, he was around the zone. We missed a hit and run, which was bad. Pat Winkle doesn't swing on a hit and run. It can't happen. Gets his brother thrown out by 10 feet. But I thought for the most part we competed pretty well with the bats and executed when we had to. We got a little help too. I mean, they made a couple big errors, but we also got a couple bunts down when we had to. The first run set up, you know, on Woody's bunt, Noose bunt, and then Prado with the sacrifice fly. But Woody's bunt in the seventh was even bigger. You know, getting that third baseman to field it. He belted it firm toward the third baseman. I'm standing right there. I don't know if that's going to roll foul or not. I thought the kid had to play it. So he did a really nice job with that one too. And we took advantage of a couple mistakes that they made and made him pay with Nooserinos. You know, Noose is right there. We don't talk about hitting the ball the outfield. We don't talk about fly balls, sacrifice flies. We talk about hitting the ball hard with the infield up. Just try to hit the ball hard. If it's at somebody, it's at somebody. But let's not try to get ball flight going and you wind up popping it up. Let's hit the ball hard. And he did that. First pitch he saw that he could get a barrel to. He took a nice hack at it, put it through, and that's the difference in the ball game. A couple of mistakes we made him pay for.
And your bullpen, as good as it usually has been here, especially the back end, just kind of take me through the roles now. At the beginning of the season, it's all right, 8th inning, Dandino, and then Wallace. But now the way Caleb Worcester is thrown, you can bring him in after CJ and get a big out.
Caleb was going to close it if we got 2 runs there. He didn't want to unveil Wallace tonight if we could get away with it, but I'm comfortable with him closing the game. And it's amazing how fast things can change. You know, I mean, he threw 5 pitches in his debut against Louisville, and I didn't trust him. And he learned that. You know, that was the only batter he was going to see. Walks a guy, he's out. Now I trust him, you know, completely. He's competed so well, and in big spots, it doesn't speed up on him. He's able to execute. I know he yanked a breaking ball today, but that doesn't faze him. You know, he's right back in the zone right after that. So yeah, I feel like we can mix and match with all those guys. You know, if Wallace can't close one day, both of those guys can do it. We got Randy Polonia who's closed games here before, so he's back there too. So there's some good options, but the 3-headed monster at the back end of games has really been a key and helped us win. You know, thus far in our season, it's been a huge key to our success.
How do you go and win a series tomorrow on a Saturday?
Same thing I always say, right? I mean, Jeffrey Kirsten has to give us a quality start. He did a really nice job last week. He's so steady and consistent, and I expect him to do that again. You know, and maybe it's an unreasonable expectation that he can do that every time out. But I know the guys love playing behind him because there's action. You know, it's not strikeouts and walks. It's, hey, I'm going to be ready because the ball's probably coming my way, and he spreads the wealth. Hopefully keep the ball down in the zone and get some. They're aggressive hitters. Like to see a few more ground balls tomorrow, and you know, that's the first key. And I feel like if we keep within ourselves at home plate, we can do a good job. Today we knew that we were going to have to take singles. We weren't going to get, you know, even though the wind's blowing out, you can't fall in love with the flag blowing out in batting practice depending on the pitcher. The pitcher did a really good job getting off the bump too. I mean, this is a very good competitor on the other side, so the guys should feel good that we got game 1. We're facing 2 other guys, great strikeout to walk ratios, and starter tomorrow in on Sunday, so we're going to have to dial it up. These guys are scrappy and competitive too. I mean, Memphis is a good ball club, very well coached, and they're much improved from last year, so that's not going to faze them that they lost to Mason Fioli today. They're probably saying, hey, we saw 3 of their top bullpen arms, that bodes well for tomorrow, so we got to come out ready to go, and hopefully we'll hop on Jeffrey's back and get a series on a Saturday.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Chris.